Golpes here, punches here are fine. Shake hands, good luck to both of you. Buena suerte a los dos.
That an illegal pad was found in Margarito's gloves, something that would harden when wet.
Not in the gloves themselves, but in the way that his hands was wrapped.
Yes, and it has been reported by some who saw it, which takes you back to July 4, 1919 in Toledo, Ohio, as he enters the ring against Mosley.
Well, that's the only thing that I consider serious in terms of illegal hand wrapping is having plaster Paris.
Well, meanwhile, we got a fight going on in there, and the one who's landing loaded gloves so far in the first round is Shane Mosley.
One time was a weightlifter when he was in high school.
He may also be trying to take advantage of the fact that Margarito's a notoriously slow starter. Excuse me, Larry.
Well, the most important punches that Mosley has thrown have been 2 body shots.
He finished up winning the last part of those 2 rounds. So it should be
good left hook by Mosley. Now Margarito begins to land that long left jab. He tries to counter over it. Good right hand by Mosley. If Antonio Margarito only throws 64 punches in a round.
But one thing that Margarito cannot afford to do is get too far behind, and they may have a real problem.
Well, they're watching.
Jab, jab, jab from Mosley.
A little bit more aggressive with his feet. They're putting a lot of pressure in super fast fighter. But in every area, he's good. Not superior at any of them, but just good. He basically does everything good, not except but the pressure that he puts on a fighter.
And then goes back to throwing his long jab, and Mosley counters over it with a perfect right hand. Hard right hand by Mosley. And the early returns would seem to indicate.
Well, if Mosley can continue to do this, Coach.
It's still not a whirlwind. It's no tornado in there, although Margarito lands a good right hand, and then Mosley follows with a sharp right hand of his own. And Margarito says, all right, we're going to fight. I love it. Now let's begin to trade, because this is my fight. And he takes Mosley's hard left hand shot.
3 rounds to nothing, 30-27, Shane Mosley. Nothing stops Margarito. He just keeps coming.
He thought he had won, but the judges had it for Williams.
Bounce back into the middle of the ring.
In awe and wonder after the fight, saying, that's the greatest chin I've ever seen, in reference to Margarito's ability to take a punch. Good left hook by Margarito.
He's been just physically getting closer and closer and mauling him, but the clean, effective punches, the head slapper punches are all coming from Shane Mosley.
Hey, but that was the case in Las Vegas last July, too. Huge right hand by Mosley. Has removed an illegal implement from inside Antonio Margarito's hand wrap, then inevitably the question will arise.
And I think that Shane is going to be a rough guy to beat now going down the stretch.
Swim without getting wet.
I have no idea.
I think he just means punch, but don't stay in there to get punched back.
Ties up Margarito because Margarito is always going to keep coming forward, so you can't land a punch and just try to dance away because he'll pressure you.
By brilliant strategy on the part of Shane Mosley, who is changing from round to round, making little adjustments here and there, and still controlling the fight.
Winning the early rounds, Margarito was doing some damage.
Right, Larry. He's very, very ineffective in his fight as compared to the fight with Cotto.
Well, you know,
Margarito after that left hook.
Shane Mosley. The math begins to look very forbidding for Antonio Margarito.
I agree, Jim. Margarito's on the verge of losing the championship now. I don't think he can come back as devastating as he did with Cotto.
For power shots and the more exemplary impact. And you saw that Harold Letterman's card has Mosley winning every round.
To be getting with that many right hands. He seems to have no defenses.
His opponent's will, but you've got to be able to hit them with some serious stuff.
The look on Antonio Margarito's face in Las Vegas last July.
Yeah, and the look on his corner's face also.
There's no arrogance here tonight.
Not going down the stretch, and Shane is still landing, and you're not a devastating one-punch puncher, which he isn't. And he's got a fighter now who doesn't fall apart, means he's going to be in trouble.
Much more on the defensive than on the offensive. I mean, what a fight. Tremendous right hand. And when I say what a fight by Mosley. And a second straight flush right hand. Antonio Margarito, a 4-1 betting favorite, is nowhere in the fight so far against Shane Mosley. And we are halfway done.
60-54, Shane Mosley. Jim, the only thing in that ring that Shane Mosley hasn't hit him with is the stool and a referee. He's hit him with everything else.
I don't think Shane Mosley's made a mistake. Oh, my gosh.
And you know something else I've always said that Shane didn't have that he's impressed with? He actually has a good jab tonight, too. He's actually throwing effective jabs in addition to the right hands.
I don't think I've ever seen him look so technically good.
Than he did against faster, hungrier guys.
I mean, first Richardson guides Hopkins to the annihilation of Pavlik, and then this, which would be one of the biggest upsets in the sport in recent years. You'll recall that Miguel Cotto was in pretty good shape on the scorecards.
This one is getting stronger. If anyone will get stopped, it may be Margarito, just from all of the variety of punches that
Well, if he
he's
keeps getting hit with flush right hands, the way Mosley has hit him.
Even though Mosley's not a
Now
big
here's
puncher,
a little rally by Margarito. He shows just a little burst of energy there. And the light
Rounds. He's going to have to put more of them together.
There's another flush right hand for Mosley.
Margarito is trying to break your hands with his jaw.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Photo fight, it wasn't unusual to see him throw more than 100 punches in the round.
Now if he wants to, all he has to do is to land that fast right hand and put things right back on track again.
And who is still effectively controlling the pace of the fight.
Yep, and when he wants to throw that right hand, he knows he can throw it, and it's going to be, a hit is going to be there at the end of it.
Crowd is trying to urge Margarito back into the fight. They like the right hand he landed there.
I believe that Shane's going to still have to win another round or
Margarito
two.
was stunned by the right hand. Margarito has not thrown since Shane landed that combination. Mosley has Margarito in trouble on the rope. Staggers him with that right hand. He's about one more right hand away from going down.
And he doesn't know how to tie up, use, and survive like most fighters.
Good left hook by Mosley.
That was a knockdown. He went into the rope.
And there's the knockdown.
No defense at all for punches.
This fight could be stopped any second now. Margarito is getting hit flush with every right hand. There's another one. There's a big left hook. Why not stop it now? And there's the white towel from the corner. And Shane Mosley has annihilated Antonio Margarito. Theater of the unexpected.
You have Cotto getting destroyed by Margarito, and Cotto had beaten Mosley. Mosley comes back and totally destroys Margarito. This is what's so great about boxing.
Yeah.
And once again, WBA welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Shane